Good evening, Marinette. Good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the number one spiritual UFO talk show on planet Earth. I'm CmdrAleon, your host. Welcome to the show if you're just coming in. And we'd like to have everybody get relaxed. We have a big studio here. Our studio is worldwide. Take a seat somewhere. Wherever you are, you can see us good on the camera here on Encounters. Welcome, everybody. Bonnie, Paulson, Marinette, E. Barris, welcome to the show. Everyone coming in here. Patrick. Jordan, hey Jordan, good to see you, brother. Everybody out there, Bella Glow, everyone, Angela Garbage, I think that's what it says. Yeah, hey Angela. Amy Rope, I think it's Ropic. Hey Amy, New York 724 Sunshine, good evening. If you're new to the show, this show has been on for over 3.5 years. I can't believe it. Right here on TikTok. And also we are on Facebook with some of our spiritual groups that we've had there since like 2009. But we've been on here for about 3.5 years. We're doing good, Bella Glow. Ozzy, good to see you. And last night we had an interesting show, so interesting that the algorithm thought it was going to censor me last night. And it actually, for a few minutes, I was taken down by you know what. And then I appealed it, and I won, and I was back on within a couple of minutes. So it was kind of ridiculous. But anyway, we're here, and we know that when we're telling the truth, things can happen here, right? When we tell the truth, hey, Harvey Dent, when we're telling the cosmic truth, we get ourselves in trouble. Hey, look, if I'm going to get in trouble, I want to get in trouble for the right reasons. You know what I mean? Hey, say, good to see you. Hey, Jesno, good to see you, brother. So if you were on last night, you saw that momentary thing of me disappearing off the screen because I was talking about, you know what, the green beans. Maybe I should say green beans so I don't get in trouble. I was talking about the green beans, and I was also talking about the DOD. That was, let's see, what can I come up with? The ducks of defense. The ducks of defense, that's good. And the green beans. So I was talking about the ducks of defense and the green beans. And those ducks, you know, it was quite amazing. And we were all getting into it, right? We're all really getting into the discussion because we were telling the truth about the ducks of defense and the green beans. We were definitely getting into it. Hey, Ritalin, good to see you here. Everybody coming in. Yeah, it was something last night. You can always count that we are going to come back and bust the matrix. Green Eyes, good to see you. They clipped me quick when I got to the truth. But you can't go to truther, you can't put a cosmic truther down because I'll come back. See, that's why I don't just sit back and say, oh yeah, that's right, you're right, I did do that. No, you don't do that to the commander. Not in this application, because we're coming back. So possibly a live human being might have seen my appeal and actually realized it was ridiculous. You know? Kirk AAK, good to see you. Hey Peggy, good to see you. Everybody coming out there. Carlos V. I was just checking out my friend, the People's Talk Show. Before I came on here, I was on the People's Talk Show. I went on his show when he was on a couple of years ago. And the People's Talk Show host, he's a great guy. Check him out. He does a talk show here on TikTok, and he's really, really good. So support him. He has all kinds of people on there. It's like almost like Johnny Carson, that kind of typical Carson, kind of, maybe Jim Carrey, a little bit like that. Yeah, thank you there, Harvey. I'm glad you saw me over there. We like to support good people like that, and get them some people, and he really deserves support. He does a great talk show. We're doing great, Lisa. Good to have you with us. And tonight, we have no idea what's going to happen, and I always have stated this for 3.5 years. The show is so spontaneous that I have no idea who I'm interviewing, no idea what's happening, and the name of the talk show is The People's Talk Show. I think it's called The People's, I think he's here. It's called The People's something, People's Talk Show host, or if he just gets and types it in here, you'll see it. He's on here right now watching the show. He said he'd stop in and hang out. Good evening, Yvette. Good to see you. And we are late night. We're on for 2 hours. Thank you so much, Lisa. We're on here from 11. The People's Talk Show. I thought I had that right. And We're here till 1 a.m. So if you're able to stay awake for 2 hours, drink some coffee. I got to keep you awake here. Thank you for the gifts. Drink some coffee just to stay awake for the show. And then you can go to sleep at 1 a.m. So at 1 a.m., it's, we're in Europe. So we're on at 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock on the Pacific coast. If you're out in the Pacific Ocean, out in, like, let's say, Australia, it's 3 a.m. So you're catching it at 3 a.m. in the morning in the Pacific. But good to have everybody here. And we also want to go over the protocol of the show. I have a protocol which is really important. You can drink lemonade if you want to. I got apple cider. Hey, Pete Star TV. So one of the things that we do is we have a protocol. No negative people on here. We'll kick you right out into space. No trolls, of course. Positivity is the key. And also no paranormal discussion, no religion, no politics, no people smoking on here, no people drunk on here, no people cursing on here. I think that covers most of the main things. No kids and no naked people. Thank you, Pete Star TV. I appreciate that. And the People's Talk Show is really good. No vaping would be included in the whole no smoking thing. We care too much about the show to have it taken down because of people doing ridiculous things. And that goes for anybody on TikTok Goes Live. You don't want to have that problem. Terry, good to see you. Everyone coming in here. So we know that the green beans and the ducks have done everything, including the media, to try to mess people up into understanding what's happening. Hey, Kit Kat, in terms of the whole subject of the UFOs and what's going on. Now we know, and I've said it for 70 years since I was a kid, and before I was a kid, and before I even existed, there has been a cover-up on the subject of intelligent life in the universe. Not only that, there's been a cover-up of not only the existence of life, but there's been a cover-up, and if I can say this for entertainment purposes only, our own planet, Earth. We grew up in my decade thinking that we were looking out into space for life somewhere. We got to go and find there's life. We got to go to the moon. We got to someday go to Mars. We got to go someday to maybe Venus or Saturn or one of the other planets in our solar system. And just maybe we'll find some microscopic life out there. Possibly, right? That's what we were taught. Our teachers taught us in school in astronomy where the planets were in the solar system, what stars were there, the constellations, all that. They never talked about possibility. They talk about the possibilities, but we haven't found it yet. We have not found anything out there. So over 70 years in my lifetime, you would think they would find something out there. They'd find some, hey voice one, good to see you. They'd find something out there, right? We always kept looking out there, but they never talked about the history of our own planet. Isn't that interesting? When we talk about the history of our own planet, they talk about how we came from apes or fish or amoeba from the ocean. From the amoeba, we became a fish. From a fish, we became an ape. From an ape, we became a Neanderthal man. From a Neanderthal man, we became, like a regular looking, whatever a human being looks like. And then everything changed. And then, we had the dinosaurs. We had everything else, all that stuff going on. And then we had earth changes happen. All the dinosaurs and everything disappeared. And we talked about that as being our history. That was the only part of our history that we actually knew about thousands of years of Earth history. They never talked about billions of years of Earth's history. They never told us about the billions of years of our Earth. Why? I hope I don't get in trouble for this. They never told us about billions of years of Earth history. Did you go to college or high school and be told about the billions and billions, like Carl Sagan says, we're billions and billions of planets out there, billions of years old. If you look at our planet, we are billions of years old, but all they ever talk about is 2,000, 3,000 years ago. Why? Why aren't we talking about the Stone Age and this and that? Why aren't we talking about billions of years on Earth? That this planet is billions of years old, and there's not one major scientist in a university or college that can talk about billions of years. Man, I'm amped up here. Watch out. I might get myself in trouble. I'm telling you. I'm not really sure, Greg. Greg, I'll definitely want to have you come up here, man, if you can come up. I know you had top security clearance. I remember the discussion the other night. And if you're not able to come tonight, that's fine. But if you like to, we'd love to have you up here. But there's a lot of stuff going on here. Now, we know that on our planet, we should know from this show, I've told you that there is not only entrances into the inner Earth, but there are advanced civilizations living within the inner Earth, what we call the Agartha network, what we call, if you go to Tibet, there's protected entrances into the inner Earth, the subterranean cities of the Agartha network. We talk about a photo that was never taken down on the internet for years. It's still up there, showing a satellite image of an opening going into the inner Earth. It's still up there somewhere. I haven't checked. They never took it down. I never knew why. Oh, your professor Peggy was an astronaut. Interesting. Very cool. Very cool, Peggy. But you know what? It's we've been distracted and lied to in every generation that I've seen here. Now there's more being talked about the subject than there was 70 years ago, 50 years ago, 30 years ago. But that's because we have all this social media stuff, right? We can communicate, interact with each other. I don't think the world green beings want us to interact with each other, because if we interact with each other on the subject, we're going to start sharing information. There'll be people saying, yeah, I was a contactee. Yeah, I had a visitation with space people. Then the person over in Sweden is going to say, yeah, you did. I did too, just the other night. Could you imagine how many people right now, as we speak, are having some sort of visitation by space people? I couldn't even begin to tell you who that is or where they are. But I would say right now at 11:14 p.m., somewhere around the world, there are people, whether it's a dozen or 100 or 200 or whatever, they are being contacted by space people. And we won't hear anything about it because it's happening right now. Okay? It's happening right now. You see? There's so much going down right now. And whether it be Stephen Greer coming out with his information or other people. I did not see this ship from China, Kennedy. If you know where that video is, I'd like to take a look at it and examine it. Hey April, good to see you. But there's so much going on around the planet right now and off the planet and within the planet. Let's not forget, inside the planet right now. Oh, very good. I'd like to know about that too, Hey April. So there's so much going on in our planet. If we focus on things like giants, I've seen documentaries over the years on the History Channel about the giants that once existed. They find the archaeologists find these big bones of human giants. Okay? Hey Marty B, exciting times, definitely. Now, how many people think that the giants are extinct, that there are no giant people living on this planet? And I'm talking the tall giants that archaeologists have found in other parts of the world, in the Middle East and other places. Hey, Melissa Neal, good to see you. And I'm going to give you my perspective on this, and again, it's my perspective. Hey, Kyle, ETs are interdimensional entities, and that would be true. Interdimensional, multidimensional, definitely, many different things there. Yeah, the skulls. So, I'm going to say, I've said it before once in a while, that I think these giants still exist. I think that they live and they're able to cloak themselves in, and they could be interdimensional too. But I do believe they live and hide inside the earth. They know what human beings are like. They know what our societies are like, what our green beans are like, what our ducks are like. They're not going to, if they came out, do you think that they would be well received if the giants came back out on the surface of Earth and said, men and women giants came up and said, here we are with our kids? What do you think the governments would do with that? What do you think the governments would do if giant men and women and children came out of the inner Earth? You're a little steady, Commander? Yes, absolutely. Hey, Greg, do you want to come up? Can you come up tonight? Let me know. Yeah, exactly. Because the one thing that the ducks and the green beans don't want to do is have people realize that there are people that are way taller than us that have been here for a very long time before us that still exist. Giants did not just disappear and have skeletons being found by archaeologists. They still exist. They're somewhere, and they're probably hiding so they don't get attacked by the green beans and the ducks. I think I'm being pretty diplomatic in saying certain words here. See, I'm pretty smart that way. You see what I mean? OC, welcome to the show. You're watching Encounters. And eventually, they will come out when things do start happening, when it's safe to come out. Now, also, you've got the mer people. And the mer people do exist. Now, we've seen documentaries and crazy AI videos of people for last year. I think it was last year. People created these really crazy images of the mer people that were totally wrong. Like fear-based mer people. They were like, who are these people? They use all their AI creativity, created all these negative things. And it was nothing like what the mer people are about. So, we were never taught that mer people exist in school. Now, when I was a kid in the 60s, they didn't say, oh, by the way, you've got some mer people that they love living in the Pacific Ocean. Mer people have existing homes in the Pacific Ocean under the water. We were never taught these things about mer people. Do people even understand what I'm saying? Many of you do, I hope. That there are actual people that are men and women and children that are called mer people. We used to, the early days we call them mermaids. But they're mer people. Mer people are real. Just like extraterrestrials are real. That's why, just like interdimensional beings are real. Multidimensional realities are real. You see, I don't discount over the years of my research any of these things, because I know that we had been lied to by the green beans and the ducks. Oh, I can't wait to see it. You want to come up, Kennedy, and tell us about the China thing? You're welcome to come up here. We'll take a look at it, but you're welcome to come up here and tell us about it. There's no real, there's nothing like that. I think. Who's my favorite ETs? The good ones. My favorite ETs are the good ones, the star beings. If I had to say the word favorite, that would be the case. Let me see here. And just let people know, when we do our show live here, for educational purposes, my shows are recorded from my YouTube channel, Astronaut Command Spaceship News. And if you don't want to be on YouTube, then tell me, and we won't put you on here. But again, when our YouTube channel has all our shows on it, a lot of people missed half the show or missed the whole show. And if you have any problems with that, let me know, and we'll find out. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, and do you have a problem with me having my show on YouTube for people that have missed it?
Oh,
It's
no, I
recorded.
don't have a problem at all. No,
Okay, I
it's
always
fine.
like to check. I don't want to. So
Thank
tell
you
us
for
a
that.
little bit about yourself in general, and tell us about your interest in the subject and what you do know, and about China.
Um, well, my interests come from I'm here in Oakland, California, and some experiences that I've had. I have some beliefs that probably are a little different than everybody else's when it comes to ETs, but I believe in them completely. Um, Soon, very soon, Jeremy Corbell and the guy, I can't think of his name, that he works with, I don't know if you ever heard of him, will be doing a full disclosure thing on their podcast if Congress does not allow them to go before Congress and do it. Some whistleblowers. He has some new people. I don't know if you been following the thing that was happening in Congress, but
Yeah, I have up until now, anyway.
yes. So it's some real juicy things going on now. He's waiting to see if the Trump administration and the people that he's been working with go ahead with what they said with another hearing, because he has several whistleblowers on deck that is going to talk about biologics and all kind of secrets. And if they don't do it, he's given them a time stamp to have this done. They're gonna release it on their podcast. And the
Really
video that
interesting.
Yes. And the video is on his website, Jeremy Corbell's, of over Asia. It's actually, I think they said between Pakistan or somewhere, but our intelligence caught this thing in the sky. You
Really?
are not going to believe it. I
Where is the
mean,
vid? Where is the video located if we want to
it's
see
on
it?
his website. But you
It
can, if
is.
you watch TMZ or you have access to an internet right quick, you can also pull it up on TMZ really quickly because they is where I saw the story and started
Okay.
looking into it. But yes, this thing to me, it reminds me of that thing from Nope. That
Oh
that
yeah,
that
yeah.
it to me it looked like it has nobody else says this. I haven't went to any message boards to read what people are saying about it, but to me it looked like it's like grabbing something out of the sky as it move along, like it's alive.
Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
weird. You're gonna
You
love it.
know,
Thank me
I,
later.
I will thank you later. I mean, that's what we're here to do. We're here to. I've had top security clearance people on here. One of them left TikTok because they got higher security clearance, and it was getting a little bit dangerous for her to come on here. But she was really beautiful, and she used to give us information that was top secret. I've had other people, military people, former military people that had top security clearance. So we've had people come on here, and believe it or not, there are people with top security clearance that are involved in this thing that are on TikTok, and they gravitate toward my show. I have them on, and I let them speak their truth and share information without getting them very specific location. They get to just come on and just give people information that's been top secret on the subject.
That is awesome to hear. We are past disclosure, and really quickly in like 1999. I was standing on my patio. I live in a very urban. I lived in a very urban part of Oakland at the time, so this is not something that me and the people that I was around were looking for. And in my mind, UFOs had always been a disc, so that's what I was always looking for as a
Right.
child, right, looking up. And I step onto my patio, and I'm just staring at the night sky because it's a beautiful, warm night, and over my building, stationary, is a rectangle craft sitting, and it is blending in with the sky. Now, the reason why this story is so amazing to me still to this day is because I had no reference for triangle UFO at the time. And then now in the future, I'm hearing these things about triangle UFOs. And I have no doubt in my mind what I saw. It was cloaking itself. Why it was sitting directly over the building, I have no idea. But I called my auntie out to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. And I said, "Do you see that?" I didn't say anything. The night is pitch black, the sky, but this is a different black than it. And you see it blending, turning into the same black as the sky, that
Oh
bluish
wow.
black. And my auntie said, that triangle thing in the sky, oh, amazing.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So I believe more than believe. It's something up there, and we are past time for disclosure. Just the truth. I mean, like, look at where we at. This may bring some calm to
Hmm.
the globe. Just knowing that it's something bigger than us out there here that we actually can see. I don't want to disrespect anybody's religion, but like this is something we can see. We can get
Yeah.
information from. They have to be light years older than us.
Oh
So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, without a
thank you so
question.
much for letting me
I
speak.
I thank you for sharing your truth and about China, and I look forward to catching that video and so forth. So I really do appreciate you as being our first guest here on the Popular Show Encounters.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to drop back down to listening because this is very interesting.
I appreciate that. I am now following you. I believe. Let me make sure of that. I think I am. Yeah, I am now following you, and I'm happy to do that. And I appreciate everyone Kennedy, thank you so much. Let me bring her down. Let's do this here. And we'll have our next guest, whoever that might be. If you want to be a guest, you have to be over 18. Just go over the protocol. No trolls, no cursing, no smoking on camera, no drugs, no drunks, no anything like that. No paranormal discussion, religion, or politics. No kids on the show, no naked people. I think I've covered it all. And no negative people. I think I've said that. Let's see here. Thank you, Supernova. And let me see here. And if there's another person that wishes to be a guest related to the show, we'd love to have. I've had 2 experiences. I think it's. I'm going to bring that person on Ecstasy. We're going to bring this person on Ecstasy. Will be our second guest on Encounters. You're watching Encounters here from the United States, broadcasting worldwide. This is a spiritual UFO talk show. We're actually a show. Hey, Ecstasy, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. Welcome to the program.
Oh, man, thanks for letting me on, man. I got 2 weird experiences I had. The first one, I was out in the country when I was about 17 years old. Me and a couple friends all was taking a ride together, and we was all
You got
out
some. You had some interference or music or something coming in as you're talking. What is that? Like a radio or something?
Yeah. Right now. Sorry about that. I was cooking. Had some cookies in the oven. All right, so my girlfriend.
Go ahead.
Now was my girlfriend at the time, and we decided to go out in the country, go, hang out, have a good time out just middle of nowhere. We saw a white light come over us like a fog, and it was so bright you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. And this white light lasted for about 10 minutes, and it had a weird hum to it. And so, I was looking around hoping maybe I could see, some kind of farm tractors or some kind of, farm lights or something. But after the fog went away, there was no lights anywhere near us. We were completely surrounded in pitch black.
That's crazy. And what year was that? Do you remember?
I'm 43 now, so let's see, probably 99.
Okay, that's a little bit back, yeah.
Yeah, so that was just weird. And so my wife, she was asleep in the car. She wakes up, started yelling at me. What are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, it's not me. I didn't do anything. She's like, what'd you do to the car? I was like, it's not the car. So everybody else in there was just stunned and quiet. They didn't say anything. And so, I still to this day have no idea what that was.
Yeah. How'd you feel when it happened? I always like to ask my guests when they have a thing like this occur in their life. Were you afraid? Were you just excited? What happened?
I'm shocked. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Before that happened to you, how did you feel about the subject? Did you have any belief that there was something out there, or?
Never really thought 2 things about UFOs or aliens or anything weird or supernatural or nothing, It was one of the things that I'd never experienced before, and that was my first experience with that. So then about 5 years ago, we had a second experience, me and my wife did. And we went to an escape room, and I drove down that road several times. There was a convenience store down the road, and we stopped there, got drinks and stuff on the way to the escape room. There was fences, houses, street lights, all that. So we go into the escape room, and we picked the advanced level. We completed it, we get out, and we're on our way home. Well, I said to my wife, I said, hey, do you notice that there's no lights? And she goes, oh, that's weird. I could have swore we saw lights on the way here. And I was like, there's no houses. There's no fences. So we drive about 10 minutes, and then we get to a gravel road, and I was like, man, we must have taken a wrong turn because there was no gravel roads on the way out here.
Oh, wow.
So she goes, well, check your GPS. And then right when I was checking the GPS, we pulled up to this church. And it's about 10:30 at night, and there's a church there with the lights on and a bunch of cars. And she's like, are you going to go in and ask for directions? And then the GPS came up, said we were 75 miles out of town, and we left from the escape room. So how do you drive 75 miles in 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
In 10 minutes, we drove 75 miles. We checked our phones, we checked our route, and it added up. We would have had to be going 600 or 700 miles an hour. So what was weird
that is crazy. Yeah.
And we get home, and both of us was just like, no way, man. What was that? And I was like, it had to have been some kind of time loop or something. We time slipped.
Do you think you had missing time? The fact that you got there in 10 minutes.
We had gained time.
Yeah, I mean the gain time. Like
Yeah,
the
we had
fact that
some kind of
you
gain.
gain time that quickly, that's kind of weird. I've heard stories like this. So
I didn't
some
know
people in
what.
this, did anything weird happen before that happened to you when you were driving?
Nothing.
Nothing happened. Hmm.
We were just excited about going to an escape room and having some fun.
But you ended up being 70 miles away from your original location.
Yeah, like almost 80 miles away. We couldn't believe it. It took me like 45 minutes to get back. I was just like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. You know, it's not. I don't. With that kind of thing, I've heard these stories before. I don't know what the real answer is, except that my theory is that either somehow you went through a portal, like in space they have things called wormholes, and from an extraterrestrial traveling specific period, like the wormholes would be like the Queen's Tunnel or something. So the ETs would go through the wormhole from one particular part of the universe to the other through a wormhole within like minutes or seconds. You
And I've
went
never
through,
felt anything like any kind of like pressure or any kind of dizziness or nothing. I felt
yeah,
completely normal, but I was wondering like, how is that even possible?
yeah. I really, and that's the part I don't know how that's possible. I can have a theory, like I said, like going through the Midtown Tunnel in New York under the Hudson River. You get under the other side, to get there. You go through this thing, you bypass the water, and you're there. So I don't know if it's I think it's possibly a portal opening at the time, like a galactic portal of some sort that took you where you were, a 70-mile trip in so many minutes, which is kind of amazing when you think about it.
I
And I
definitely
don't
know,
know if there's an answer.
and I know for a fact that white light that we saw, still to this day, I've never been in a light that's bright enough that you can't see your hand in front of your face. And it didn't blind like looking at the sun or anything like that. It was like a light that didn't hurt at all. It was just so bright and so white that it was just blinding it, and we couldn't see anything. We couldn't
Yeah,
see each other inside the car.
yeah. See, well, that's amazing. So since that thing happened 5 years ago, any other weird experiences, any visitations or anything out of the ordinary?
Oh man, so it's weird that you say that because about a year ago, I had a grow outside. I had my medical marijuana license and I was growing. And so I had a camera and we were coming home from a trip and the camera alerted me. There's activity, there's movement in the house. So I look at the camera footage and I shit you not, man, there's two videos of this thing that I saw. One
Yeah,
of them is a girl in a graveyard. She sees a ghost passing by and she's got blonde hair and she's doing an interview. And this thing is wearing like this old dress, kind of like the saints would wear. And it had like the long arms and it had like a long bell at the bottom. I saw that on my camera and picked it up, and I still have the video of it. And what's weird about the thing that we saw, it didn't have any skin. And this thing was like 12 feet tall, probably like 600 or 700 pounds. It was humongous, and it looked like something out of a Doom game wearing a dress.
that's really weird.
And
Yeah,
so that's the only visitation thing that I've had. And ever since we
yeah,
caught that on camera, I never saw it again. But still to this
yeah,
day, I wonder, why do I have some kind of connection with weird things happening?
yeah. And our show is actually more on the cosmic end of it, but I do understand that's pretty weird. That
Well, see,
is
this
kind
is
of
what I
weird.
was thinking. I didn't think that it was a ghost or a demon or anything. I think that there's interdimensional beings that are able to manifest and come into our realm. And so the
Yeah,
more studies
absolutely.
I did on it and stuff, I thought, man, these people aren't talking about this. The Bible says the dead know nothing, and there isn't any ghost and stuff like that. And
Right,
I
right.
believe in that. So I'm thinking, we saw something, and it wasn't human, and it could fly.
Yeah,
This flew perfectly like it was thousands of years old. It didn't have any bounce in its step. It didn't have any up or down movement. It just went straight across like fluid, like
yeah.
water.
It was doing its thing and it just went.
Yeah.
Interesting, brother. Interesting. What's your first name? Out that way.
It's Mike.
Hey, Mike. Nice to meet you. I was looking at the profile name, Mike. It's nice to meet you in our audience. This is Mike, and I thank you, Mike, for coming on here, sharing your stories. They were very, very interesting. I will never get over the fact that you went 70 miles away from where you were in so many minutes. That's absolutely amazing.
And then the white light thing was weird, and then the thing that we saw,
Yeah,
like in the dress. So this is what's so weird about it. Why would a being have clothes on? If it didn't have hair, it didn't have skin, it was like muscle and bone. You could see the muscle and bone in the video.
that's weird. That to me is strange.
And that's why I was like,
And I
man,
haven't.
it's
Yeah,
aliens.
that had to be the most strangest thing I've heard, but that was a strange one. That last story, absolutely.
And so ever since then, I haven't had any experiences, no lights or anything.
You know what? And as the old saying goes, never say never. You might probably have other experiences with UFOs and so forth, but your stories have been amazing. You had some good stories to tell here tonight,
Yeah, and
and
if
I
you
am
ever
following.
video,
I'm following you
I
too.
used to have it on my TikTok, but it kind of got flagged, and I had something in the background, some kind of weird music playing, and I tried to
Yeah,
re-upload it. And I can't re-upload the video, but I still have it.
yeah. They probably won't let you do it or whatever. TikTok anyway.
And then
All right,
I did
man.
a video to Slap Ham. I don't know if you know who that is on YouTube or not. And he asked me what happened, and when I told him, he blocked me, and my video never got played on the internet.
Wow, that's pretty weird.
Isn't it?
I don't know. That's pretty crazy, man. Hey, Mike, thank you so much, man, for coming up on Encounters. I am following you now as a friend of the show, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to hear some more of these stories, dude, to see what people are seeing and experiencing.
Oh yeah, this show. If you once you get addicted to this show, you're going to see we do things out of the ordinary here, and we have people that are starseed. Starseed is essentially a person that is remembering as a human being that they come from another planet. There's a lot of those folks in my live and from all over the world. You're going to learn a lot of stuff here. Hey, Mike, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Everybody
Yeah.
say thank you to Mike. And we'll do some more interviews here on Encounters. You're watching Encounters Late Night Spiritual UFO Talk Show. I am CmdrAleon, and we're here to bust the matrix. Bust the matrix on the green beans and on the Department of Ducks. So I'd say Department of Ducks so the algorithm doesn't get all freaked out. Because we know it gets very sensitive, you know what I mean? We don't want to freak it out. And let's see. So financial ed, no. ETs are not fallen angels or demons. There are lower vibrational ETs, financial ed, that are Zeta, reptilians, and a few other groups of lower vibrational ETs, but they're not demons, and they're not fallen angels. Let's see here. So welcome to the show, everybody. Good evening, you. Good to have you with us. This is, I think, Zach, Rob, aka welcome. And again, we like to hear stories. I have a lot of information. Believe me, I do. Christopher Taylor says, spiritual craft interdimensional, not of this earth. Hey, Christy Taylor. There's a truth to what you're saying, Christy. Absolutely. Let's see. Hey, Veronica. Veronica, let's see if we can bring you up. Let's hope the TikTok is working for you. Yes, Kennedy, we come on here nightly. I do take a break once in a while, so no one freak out. If I take a break, it's because I need to take a break. But I'm usually on here at 11 till 1 o'clock for 2 hours. And yeah, Saturday night we do our thing called the Ashtar Command Communique, and that is when we talk everything Ashtar Command. And it's going to be a hot show on Saturday night, so people don't miss it. Oh, good, very cool. Lisa Love, welcome. Hey, Hopi, welcome. Good to see you. Elaine, welcome. And if you, who created the ETs? The same one who created us. So this is always an interesting question. Hey, Matt Noble, good to see you, brother. Enlightened, well, good to see you. So if you have a question about who created extraterrestrial intelligence, and we would be considered on Earth extraterrestrials to somebody on the planet Saturn looking to Earth, we would say, who created those Earthlings? The whole thing of creation, of who created the ETs, is the same one that created all life forms and all the planets in the universe. Now, when I say the word God or the creator, it's the same thing. You know, God or the creator, it's all semantics. God created all life forms, regardless of what they look like. God created all the extraterrestrials, all the solar systems, all the galaxies, all the universes, all the dimensions were all created by what we call, for lack of a better word, God. There's your answer. It's not complicated. Very simple. Joey, welcome. You're welcome, Matt Noble. Good question. I believe we can have a choice to incarnate as an ET if we choose to. And you're most likely right. You probably do have a choice, you know? If you want to be a dove or a dolphin, you have a choice. I'm pretty sure you do. Why did they allow the burning of women called witches? That's because people were ignorant. They called the women who had healing abilities. They called them that back in the day. I stay out of that subject, but I do understand, especially being in New England. You know, the history of New England has not been so good on that. But these women had healing abilities. They were tuned into the earth or whatever. It was really wrong what happened back in that history of our planet. But yeah. Yeah, I think that's right too, Kennedy, that you have to incarnate as an extraterrestrial being on a particular planet. I think all life forms go, well, not all, but a bird is a bird, a mermaid is a mermaid, a eagle is an eagle, a dolphin's a dolphin. I think how one chooses to be what they are, I don't know the answer to that question, but we're all here being what we are, right? Hey, Jackie. It wasn't just a land grab. iCloud of sales. When you say land grab, are you talking about the planet Earth? Could you give more? I wish ETs had intervened. You know, yeah, I wish they had two Celtic. That's a sad part of human history on this planet. But this planet has had many different things that are sad. The creation of the hydrogen bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That was a part of history that should have never happened, you know. I don't know much about the history of that because I'm more of a galactic person, and that's not really my subject. There might be other people historically know more. I'm more involved in the cosmic levels, so I wouldn't know much about that whole history. I do know what happened up in that part of Massachusetts, but yeah. On the A business, I think a lot of it, I basically think people need to go within, meditate, connect naturally with their higher self, connect B72879. That's the most important way to connect with your cosmic self is through meditation. I do use one of the AI things, and I'm cautiously using it. I don't use it during the week. I try not to use it during the week at all. My show, I just like to be natural about what I do. But Saturdays, I've been starting to use it for my special program as a test, and I'm seeing where it takes us. But most cases on AI, I tend to stay away from all the stuff in general. Wendy says, I know I'm not from this planet. Since childhood, I have always felt out of place. So, Wendy, how would you like to come on up, Wendy, if you want to come up and say why you feel like you're out of place since childhood, and where do you feel you're from? What planet do you feel you're from? It's interesting when I hear that because, hey, look, I felt the same way when I was a kid growing up, that I felt totally disconnected from everybody in my neighborhood. I mean, I had friends, but I felt different. Always felt different as a kid. You know, did y'all feel different? Like when you were growing up, like you couldn't understand what these kids were all about. You know, it was growing up in the 60s. I didn't quite understand, you know, my friends, I had friends, but all these kids trying to be part of a crowd or, you know, be groupies. I didn't quite understand that, you know. Let me see here. Okay. I think, I don't know what that's all there. What is Tetrin Bagwell? So, Tetrin Bagwells, what are you doing? All right. I am going to, because I don't know what they're doing, I am going to mute them. Yeah, it's a scammer, yeah. Do you think the black-eyed kids are space entities? I've heard the black-eyed kids are not good. I've seen some documentaries. Now, the documentaries are made to scare people. So they're saying if you see those black-eyed kids at night, that good. Thank you for doing that, MS. I've heard about them on documentaries on History Channel over the years, and that's one. I've never experienced them. I never will. My energy, I hope nobody here ever does, but I have heard of them. But I don't think they're ETs. I don't think that they're connected that way. Julie K, welcome to the program, Julie. Hey, Papa, good to see you. Linda, good to have you, Linda. The 3-foot grace Tara. Those are Zetas, the little guys. There people have mixed things about them. There's the big ones. They're all different types of Zeta. Some people say they've met them and they're harmless, and other people have had other experiences. So it's, hey, don't follow me. Welcome. That's a great name. Lamonte Jackson. Welcome, Lamonte Jackson. Watching Encounters, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Simply Republican, welcome back. We're here nightly at 11 o'clock Eastern till 1 a.m. here on Encounters. Yeah, I've studied a little bit about them. I tend to stay away from that part of it. I don't want to get too involved in that energy and following in that energy path, because when you do, you bring in that energy. So I tend to stay away from that. Okay, Pray Collie says there's a UFO, 2 of them outside my house, triangular shape. Are you telling me right now there are 2 UFOs outside your house that are triangular shaped? Let me see here. I'd like to see if we can bring you on the show. And Simply Republican, I'd like to bring you on after I bring this person on. This is what my show's about. When people have sightings, they'll come on here and tell us about it. Pray Collie, is it?
Hi, yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just stepped out today and I was looking up at the sky and I saw I saw like one light and then I saw many more and I started to realize that they were moving and I recorded them and they were like flashing different like LED type colors. You know, stars don't do that and they were like moving
How low were they
together
in the sky? Do you know?
in a shape of a triangle. So
The shape of a triangle. Wow, yeah. And were they real low in the atmosphere, or were they really high up? Can you give our audience some idea?
I believe they're pretty close with my naked eye. Yeah, I heard due to how the
Oh,
light reflect. It wasn't very dim. Like it was like very bright, and the other.
yeah, you're breaking up a
Oh
little bit. I
no,
don't know if your room has. You're kind of breaking up a little bit, but you're saying they're very bright, triangular shape, correct?
yes. I don't know why it's
Hmm.
acting up now.
Well, now you sound all right. You were breaking up before. Your audio was breaking up, but we can hear you now. You were cutting out.
Yeah, I don't know why it's getting bad now.
No, you sound good now. Just for a few minutes, it was bad. So, have you seen these things before?
Um, I believe I did. However, with the things going out, back in the day, it was more of it's a false, that it's not true. But now, as things are being more open about it
Yeah.
being true, yes, I feel like I have seen them before.
Hmm. And with sightings, when I talk to people on the show over the years, one of the things I find interesting is the sightings are always interesting, how you can clearly describe every bit and piece of what you saw in the sky. Have you had any weird things happen since the sightings? Like some people, not, and it doesn't mean that everyone's doing this, have you had any visitations or encounters with extraterrestrial intelligence?
Honestly, I'm not sure if it's that in general because I do know they white memories, but I do be having like weird dreams and stuff like that that because my white, so I think there is possibility, but I can't be for sure like I remember vividly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, it's good to be honest. I mean, that's the best way. And who knows? Maybe I don't want to be leading, saying, "Oh yeah, you had something happen," because we know that. And if you did, you tell me if there was something. So, do you think that these sightings are going to happen more often that you've had, or what do you think? Is it a one-time deal, or do you think you're going to have more sightings?
I feel like they were always here because the fact of how is becoming more open now, like with them saying they exist, and then now a lot of more people are being more comfortable. It's not being hushed anymore, per
Yeah,
se.
yeah,
They came out and say they exist. So, um, yes, I believe they're always there. You know,
yeah, yeah.
just more of a mind blown to get an idea of they were really always here, but they look like
Mhm.
stars, like
Yeah, yeah.
some so it's just a crazy feeling.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you came up here. And our shows are rebroadcasted on my YouTube channel because a lot of people say, Commander, I missed half the show. So if anyone's wondering why we have a YouTube channel, we've had it for years. It's to have our shows that are recorded here on YouTube, on TikTok, on my YouTube channel. So if you have missed half the show, you can watch a good show there. It's recorded and not miss any of our shows here that we do on TikTok.
Yeah.
Any last words that you'd like to share with us in terms of this whole subject? Did that get you interested? Were you interested in the subject before you had the sightings or not?
um I'm sorry, I was just reading through the comments because I saw some comments that I did wanted to answer.
Okay.
So can you please ask your question again? I saw something in the comments I want to answer.
Oh, well, someone's asked, Stargaze is saying, Commander, ask her about the lights on the triangle. So somebody wants me to ask you about the triangular
So
craft with the lights on it.
I do have video and I do have photos.
Really?
Yes, because like they're just outside my house right now.
Wait a minute. So this is the thing. The UFOs are outside your house right now in the dark. They're outside there.
Yes, they're in the sky.
They're in
So
the sky. How low are they right now?
I I I'm in my shed because I'm smoking. Not gonna lie, after I saw that, I need to smoke.
Yeah, no smoking. Yeah, no smoking. Else I'll be in trouble. Are you willing to not smoke and put that down for a while and then go outside on camera without smoking and give us a video footage of the live UFOs that are outside the shed?
Okay, let me
Would you be
see.
willing to do that?
Let me see.
Let's first see if they're still there.
Yes. Uh,
We know the crickets are outside, so that's a good thing.
I gotta find it. Okay, I see it right here. I'm gonna show you. I never done this
Okay.
before.
Okay. I'll press the camera. I'm just pressing the button here for the camera and just press save, and you'll be able to go live on your camera. I just pressed it. There you go. She's got it. Now so you're gonna narrate to us where the UFOs are. So we're gonna see this.
Can I like zoom in? Like, how can I zoom in?
I don't think for some reason I tried doing zooming in when I go live on outside on our UFO sky watches. I don't think you're able to do it unless your camera has the ability to zoom in.
Okay, but
But if you point out where they are, we can see them maybe.
well, you see that light, that one light that's shining very bright? That's where one of them is. And then the other
Oh
ones,
yeah, I see it. It's a light right there. It's like kind of blinking
yes. And that's
in
one
the
of them.
center of your screen.
Yes. And then there's
Is
some
that
around.
thing moving? Is it moving at all? Or it's just stationary.
is very active and moving. It's moved around a little bit.
Really?
Yeah. And like I can see it with my naked eye. So I wish I could like zoom in for people like can see it a little bit better, but there's other ones like you can get. But I can see it very, very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, one in the center is pretty amazing. That one's the brightest one I can see. It. For me, that's the only one I can see through my camera here.
Yeah, I wish it was better, but I do have like video.
Yeah. Wow, this is pretty cool. So she's seeing, whereabouts are you in the country? What part, just in general, what state?
I'm in the south,
You're in
Alabama.
the South, okay.
There's some over there too. I can't be sure if those are UFOs over there, but this one's like very, very bright. But when I tell you there's a lot of them in the sky, there's a lot of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I can see it. It's like a really bright dot right in the center of the screen. If people really look hard, you can see that dot. So from your perspective, because you're the one outside looking at it, it's moving on its own. It's not staying stationary.
No, it's not stationary. It's been moving quite a bit.
Wow,
Yeah.
this is really cool. So we're actually seeing a UFO object above your area. That's pretty cool.
Yes, and like sometimes I'm like kind of under it almost, so I like to like move a little bit away because I don't like being underneath it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
But,
know, it is. It apparently it seems to be getting a little bit brighter. There's
yeah,
another one there. What is that? No,
I
never
don't
mind. That's
know.
not anything.
They're
No, no, there's
everywhere.
nothing there. That was I had a little bug get on my screen here. I had to knock it out. But that one light is right there. Does it ever get closer to where you are? And somebody's saying, have you ever tried to
Am I able
communicate
to
with
turn it
them? Like,
off? 'Cause I want to go back and smoke. I'm sorry.
okay, before you go back and smoke,
I can answer your
they'll still
question
be
still.
there.
How do I turn the
Oh, I can, you know, I can
Because I don't mind still
see your
talking to you
camera off.
guys. But I just want to go back.
Yeah, I took the camera. So smoking on camera is not a good thing because then I can be banned.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I don't want to harm you or your I don't want to do that to you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but I would say this: that is interesting that you've got stuff recorded. You know, that is very interesting.
Um, so I saw some questions, and I know you have some questions as well for me. Um,
Yeah, my main questions were, well, now that we saw some of the things going on outside your house, too bad there's not like a zoom, like TikTok doesn't have a zoom mode, and that's the one thing TikTok should have is a zoom mode when you're on live on TikTok to zoom in on something, but they don't.
yeah, hopefully I don't have
Uh,
no cars pull up to my house because of this. I just wanted to talk to I just wanted to talk to people about it because I don't want to be the only one to see it. I just let people know, hey, it's out there. Even though it might seem fake, it's real. It's real.
yeah, yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming up here and taking the time to share your story with us and show us some stuff outside. Have you watched my show before, or are you pretty new to it?
I'm very new. Once I encountered this, I was like, there has to be a live where someone's talking about it so I can express what I just saw. Because like seeing
Yeah,
it with my own eyes, it's such a mind twist. Just
yeah,
getting
it's mind blowing. Yeah,
yeah, it's like, oh wow, there's more to this world than just everyday life. And
yeah,
yeah, I saw somebody said something about Commander. I really want to answer that question because maybe they have something else to add to it. But it
yeah.
was red and blue. It did have a lot of red and blue lights. It is triangular shaped and it does look dark. It
Oh,
does look
wow,
dark.
interesting. Well, I would say one of the things, if you learn how to do CE5, which they're obviously showing themselves to you, is you'll be able to learn with star charting what stars are in the sky versus the spaceships or the UFOs that you're seeing. I would download a star chart on your phone, so when you look at the sky of the stars, you'll see what stars are in one area, um, and you'll also be able to know what that's not a star. That thing's moving. Yeah, if you see it moving, you know it's not a star, essentially.
But I never tried to communicate with them, but I am very spiritually connected. I like to, do a little bit of astral projection and stuff like that, and sleep and dream and stuff like that. So
Oh,
I
interesting.
do that, but I do a lot of grounding as well. But I feel like, I don't know, just learning a lot more about the world also raises your
Yeah.
vibrations as well too. So I feel like that could be
Mm.
another thing as well.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing astral traveling. As you get more deeper into figuring this out, you will also find out as you get deeper in the subject, the thing called star seeds, there's a thing called space people that are good people. There are lower vibrational ETs. Well, hopefully you don't sound like the person that's going to be, hopefully ever dealing with that. But you're going to find in my show, there's a whole lot we deal with. We have people that have star seeds, people that have been taken on ships. This is not your normal UFO talk show, and I've been involved in this stuff for years. So I'm glad you found us.
Well, I'm glad you had me. I'm glad you let me talk. It was a
Yeah,
little... I saw so many people in here. I was like, maybe he'll listen to my story. But I'm very
yeah,
glad
absolutely.
I ran into this group of people to not feel alone. It feels great.
Yeah, yeah. So we're glad you're here, and I'm just taking out the trolls, the commander, because I host the show. I look at the comments. I see any trolls in there. They're out in space in 2 seconds. So, but thanks for coming up. We appreciate you, and also going outside for a few minutes to let us see the object.
Of course. If you can give me more information about it and be like, tell me if it's good or bad, I will take the information, okay? Because I need it.
Well, I won't know. I really can't tell you whether it's good or bad. I don't have enough information. But if you have more sightings, I'll look at your video footage. If you have it uploaded, I can at least look at it. But I won't be able to really tell you if it's good or bad. The only time I know good or bad is if somebody says they were taken on a spaceship or something, and they had they were there's things that happen if you're taken by lower vibrational ETs. That would be bad. If you tell me, Commander, I had a beautiful experience with two space people that came from the Pleiades star system, that's different. So I really couldn't tell from just looking at this whether it's good or bad. It's too far out, and I really have to examine the video footage.
Okay, well, I can post it right now if
Yeah,
you
post
want.
it. I'm
You
sure
like,
everybody here would love to look at it. Yeah, not just me,
okay.
but I think a lot of after the show they like to look at it. All right, and what's your first name? Could we go by? Is it Kali?
Well, my first name is Prasia.
Prasia. That's a nice name, Prasia.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And you're welcome. And we praise you. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to bring you down slowly but surely. And you're watching Encounters. Prasia was our second guest. We appreciate her and thank her again for being here. You're watching Encounters, and this is the late night show, 11 till 1 a.m. I'm your host, CmdrAleon, and we're following her. She's following me. There you go. Thank you, Beth, for the bubbles. I definitely appreciate that. And again, I know with over 200 people out here, there's always, and I'm never wrong about this. There's definitely somebody with top security clearance that's just listening and watching the show to see where we go here. And so if you are a person with that security, thank you for the gifts in general. If you're a person with top security clearance, cosmically top secret stuff, and you want to finally spill the beans, this is a safe place to come on and talk about it. So I know with over 210 people out here, there are people in the government with TikTok that have top security clearance. I've had them on my show in the last 3.5 years. I know they're out here. Don't be afraid to come up here and share your story, either whether you want to go on camera or maybe just be on audio. That's up to you. That's right. We want to spill the beans, the cosmic beans. So who here honestly has had some top security clearance as I'm drinking my apple cider on Encounters? Little Displays, welcome. Hey, Win, good to have you with us. Hey, Stargazer Vito, welcome, Vito. All Bubbles, welcome, All Bubbles. Hey, Win, good to have you with us. And we know that things are progressing quite quickly. Anita, good to see you. Jim Bradley, welcome to the show. And this is a show that seriously deals with the spiritual aspect of ufology. We don't just talk about UFOs, the nuts and bolts of UFOs. We're here. Yes, Bethy, we are here. And my cat is here. Missy's coming in here. She wants to hang out with me here, I guess. And we do have our cat here every once in a while. Donna, medium. Hey, Donna, medium. I think Donna is a medium. You know, she has to be, says Donna, medium. So Donna, welcome to the show. Nothing, welcome. Booker DeWitt. Booker DeWitt, welcome to the show. So we talk about the cover-ups that our world governments are doing. Yeah, she's a little bit vocal tonight, my cat. I think she's going to find a place to lay down. She went into the other room. Chris Guy, welcome to the show. So one of the things I feel is important to understand is, as I was saying before, there's a lot of things happening on our planet, within our planet. You know, I do believe that we have interdimensional portals on our planet. I do believe that we have galactic portals on our planet, what we call the portals like over Bermuda Triangle, the triangular portals all over the world. They exist everywhere. And we were never taught that there were triangular portals or portals on Earth, galactically speaking, where spaceships can come into our planet in 2 seconds, where spaceships can leave our planet in 2 seconds. We were never talked about interdimensional beings growing up in school. Why would they teach us that? You know, we had teachers that are well educated to tell us the basics of Earth history, but they would never tell us about these other things. Maybe they didn't know. Growing up in the 60s, how many teachers knew about extraterrestrial intelligence? Probably not many. Even if they're at Harvard or Stanford or MIT or whatever, Columbia University, maybe they didn't know about the whole thing of the ETs, But now here in one, hey brother, so here's a guy that we need to bring up. We got to bring my friend up here, if he can come up here. And this is what we talk about. And he's a dear friend. He's an experiencer, contactee of the positive kind.
Hey, brother.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing?
I'm breaking a sweat, man. I was just outside doing some chores. I said,
chores will make.
I got to get upstairs, man, and say hi.
Yeah, and this is my brother from another planet.
Some apple cider pudding.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were drinking. I thought that was yogurt, but there you go.
I'm joking. It is yogurt. You're right. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's extraterrestrial yogurt. It's a new brand.
Actually, I think this is called Palladian non-fat yogurt.
There you go. And Palladians know how to eat food, and that non-fat yogurt is good for the Palladian star system.
Oh man, you gotta love it, brother. So what's going on,
my friend? Well, last night we were on, and we got taken down for a few minutes because we were telling the truth by the TT algorithm. I appealed it. I got back on in like maybe 10 minutes. I tested the waters. So evidently, I wasn't doing anything wrong except telling the truth, as I usually do. But sometimes telling the truth, a computer algorithm doesn't understand what real things are because it's a computer. It thinks it has a program system that goes by, So, but I was back on here in like minutes. I knew there was, I had to appeal it. So it gives you like 4 or 5 different options. I took the option as I didn't know what I did wrong. And it's true. I mean, I did nothing wrong. So why would I, but you can find out, folks, on this show, if anything weird happens to me or I disappear for a few minutes or anything weird happens, it's going to happen on this show. And my friend here, Enlightened, he has been, uh-oh.
You're on TikTok live right now, so keep singing. I guess they want to hear your voice. Everybody's listening. They love your voice.
Is that Alexa?
That's my wife.
Okay, your wife?
Yeah,
I didn't know if it's the Alexa app or your wife.
She actually follows you too.
She does. Interesting.
Yes. You'll see her on every now and then. Yeah,
that's great. And the thing is, now the Enlightened one, he's had experiences with light beings, with space people. So he is a great example and a friend who is actually having contact with space people.
Yeah.
And, when he found the show here, we instantly became friends. And because I also can relate to those experiences when people talk about them. And that's what we talked about earlier, how we are having contact now on Earth. Individuals are having contact. Some people say to me, Commander, when are we all going to have contact? I don't control the world, and I have no control over the intergalactic decisions on spaceships that people make. And some people must think I must have a line of, operation up to them, say, get them over here. It doesn't work that way. I've been trying to tell people, be patient. They are here. They're contacting people individually. And then there are people who say, well, man, how come I didn't have any contact yet? Don't feel sad that you didn't have any contact. Just do the meditation, work on yourself, concentrate, and you will eventually have contact. But you have to do the work. They're not going to just hand you this the galactic button there and press the button. Here they are. It doesn't work that way. But there's a lot of people that are anxious now because of all the stuff happening in the skies. They said, are they coming or are they not coming? They're already here. They live amongst us. They're probably space beings that are human, wearing three-piece suits, or maybe wearing shorts at the beach, that will look different than us. Their skin might look different. Their eyes might look different. If you walk up to them, you'll see that their energy flow of their face is different. So they're already here. They live amongst us. We think about when are the space people coming. Many of them chose to come here and get off ships in desert areas, in remote areas, and then come into cities. And they have clothing and they have all the things they need to live in our society. They're prepped for living on Earth. Then there are the star seeds. The star seeds are those that are human, that came in birth with parents that are regular people, and that one or two people in that family are different. Like I know the enlightened one is probably the different one in his family. We all have that generational difference, right? And he was the different one.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in a good way.
And my father was a scientist, so.
Scientist, see? So there's
At
a
NASA.
generational thing, NASA. So
Yeah.
you get that relationship with him, you get to understand the relationship, So that's why we're here. We're here to really kind of bust everybody up and get people to start working on themselves before we have contact, right? And you've had contact. Tell them about, for new people, tell them a little bit about yourself and about the contact. I have a lot of new listeners here, viewers. They probably would love to know about your story.
On that topic of contact, it's good that you're bringing that up. I'm going to reference a gentleman on Facebook who I read. He posted something about aliens and showed some pictures. And a lot of people were saying unjust things, not really positive things. And I wrote on there, and I said, that many may not see them. Many may not get visits from them. And we have to remember that those who are not necessarily getting the visits doesn't mean that they're not good people. It just means that their frequency and their vibrations may not be at a level where the ETs want to make that contact yet. And that's when you were saying, work on yourself. That's perfect, right. Because by working on yourself and you raise those frequencies and those vibrations, that's what that's what our space brothers and sisters, that's what they gravitate towards. That means that what? You're at a higher consciousness. You're at a level where you see things differently. You're more open. You're more accepting of things that our old programming doesn't allow or has programmed us to think differently. My journey began at around age 6 when I took a brick to the back of the head by a kid in my neighborhood. By 9 years of age, after leaving the hospital for several months, my brain had shifted in my skull. And at 6 years of age, anybody that knows that if you take anything in the back of the head at 6 years of age, your cranium is still very soft. So that created major traumatic brain damage to me. So by age 9, that's when I had shared with you, and I came onto your show over a year ago. That's where I got my start on TikTok, was when I shared that I had a visitation with 2 beings that came into my room. It was at age 9 that it seemed like the universe started to open up to me, and I started to see the unseen world. And these 2 beings came, and they were at the edge of my bed. They were beautiful. And if you remember, I said they had beautiful jewelry around their head. It was this beautiful, there was a shape to it, and it just, the jewelry was beautiful around the female, not the male. And they were all in white. They had what they show like the Palladians look like, with the white hair, the blondish hair. That's what they appeared to be to me. And the only message I received at that time as a little boy was, the light is within you. Hence, later on, I changed my name from Steve to Enlightened One, because I had to go back to my roots and understand that they said that to me for a reason. And I was using this fictitious kind of stage name, and I realized I wasn't being my authentic self. So I changed it to enlightened one, because I said the light is within you. That being
Yeah.
said, going
Yeah.
forward is when I started to get many of these visitations throughout my childhood. And oddly enough, my bedtime was at 9 o'clock at night, and at 9:30, I would climb out the window, climb up the tallest tree in the neighborhood, get onto the top of my roof, and I would stay up there till 2 o'clock in the morning looking at the stars, wondering, I
Oh,
just
wow.
know I don't belong here. I know I belong there. And I would
Right.
see amazing ships and crafts. It was just really neat. It wasn't a lot, but from time to time I would see one come by, would slow down. Now people would say, going forward in life, they would say, oh, you were seeing satellites. Or no, satellites
Right.
don't stop, and they don't move direction. They don't go like this and then shoot off and go that way. Satellites don't
Yeah.
do that. So that's been my experience. Now, as an adult, I lost it. I lost it. Why? Because I knew I was carrying this gift, and I knew it was actually a burden to me at that time, because I saw so much and I was so in tune to the unseen world. I just wanted to be like a normal guy. I wanted to go out and experience normal things. So, of course, I went in, I partied, I did that. And when I started doing all those unhealthy things, all those gifts went away. Now,
Yeah.
there was a point in my life where I realized that when a temple is not clean, a lot of things get deactivated in your body. One of them, the pineal gland. And I did a lot of research on the pineal gland because my father had taught me about it as a child. And I realized that the substances that I was putting into my body were literally deactivating my pineal gland, that were stopping me from being in touch with the unseen world. So as time went on, I cleaned my temple, I purified it, I got rid of all that which didn't serve my higher purpose, which was all the material things in my life. I had a lot of success at a young age, a lot of money, a lot of material things, and I slowly started giving it back. I gave it away. I honestly gave things away. And as I gave things away, as the money slowly went, the burden of the material world became much lighter and lighter, to where I realized that I no longer needed that which does not serve my higher purpose, because we are programmed to believe, have a nice car, big house, make a lot of money, have the white picket fence. And, I bought into that, and that controlled my life. I had jewelry. I had the Mr. T starter kit. I had big gold watches. I had all that stuff. And when I released all that back to the world is when my journey truly started. My journey to awakening truly started. And today I live a life where I know who I am. I don't have fear anymore. I don't have anxiety anymore. I don't allow depression to even come this close. When I feel it try to sneak in, I say, no, you're not allowed into my temple, because my temple is pure today. And as a result of that, Commander, the unseen world came back, and these visitations, it started about 2 years ago, where it became really heavy. And now it's anytime I focus my energy and I manifest that which is within me, and that love, that Christ-like love is in my heart, is when all these things start to manifest. And I pick up a camera, and there really isn't anything I can't capture. And I do see them. Yeah, I can capture anything, really, just about anything. And they let me know when they're around. I see their lights. Mainly I see their lights. And when I see their lights, I know to record. You can't. People have asked me, how do you capture all this stuff? I said, because I know when I'm supposed to capture it. It's not luck. It's not I'm just going to turn my camera on and go, well, maybe I'll capture something today. No, I haven't recorded in a week. And just the other day I said, I was on the phone with my wife, and I said, I feel like I need to do something. I'm getting that feeling. And I recorded it, and it's on my TikTok right now. I put it on what I captured, and it was a beautiful encounter with the being. It's a space. Remember the space being that I showed you that took form?
Yeah.
It's that same one came back to me.
So let me ask you a question. This is very fascinating, folks. Now, when he talks about the space being, he has video documentation of the space being. I call it translucent a little bit. But taking slightly a solid form, glowing human form. Do you think that being, that space being, will eventually want to walk and maybe come in your home and sit down and communicate with you? Do you think that's coming? What do you think's happening with that? I'm very interested in what's going on with this.
They are coming. They are here. They do show themselves. They do visit me. They have come with their crafts outside the restaurant, and I showed you that video where the craft flew by
Yeah.
outside the door of the restaurant. Beautiful colors, and it lit up the whole floor. The whole floor lit up, and it appeared, though, it looked like it was inside the restaurant, but when I went to review that video, it's clearly outside, and it illuminates the cement or the parking area.
Oh my
as it
gosh.
slowly as it slowly flies over the parking. It illuminated the whole parking area. And
Oh my
then
God.
that's when I zoomed in, I blew it up, I took a snapshot of it, and then I posted that on TikTok, and that's the one that I had shared with you a little while ago.
Yeah, right.
I'm
And
gonna
that was a great
I'm gonna try
video.
to bring it up right now and share it again.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you're going to
Give
see,
me a minute,
folks.
but that
Take
encounter
your time.
there was the second encounter. The first encounter, it caught me off guard. I was here at the restaurant, and it was midday, and
Yeah.
I had this strong urge. I went outside the restaurant, and I turned the corner, and I would say no more than 500 feet above me, that same object that I recorded was right there.
Right
And
there.
it came in, and then it shot off. And I got locked
Wow.
out of the restaurant and had to wait for somebody to come let me back
You know
in.
what you could have done? You could have just said, you guys got me so impressed with your spaceship and everything. You think you can unlock the door before you take off into outer space? I mean, if you come in the restaurant, you can have some hamburgers, maybe vegetarians. I'll make you some fruit salad, but you hadn't have to leave me out here all alone, locked out of the restaurant. What good is that? I'm just kind of kidding, but
I know.
yeah,
And my conversations with them they're not even verbal.
yeah,
It's more of I can feel what they're sending to me, and I
yeah,
do it right back. It's more of a
yeah.
mental telepathy thing. I'm not saying that that's what I'm doing. I'm saying that that's what's happening. That there's no verbal communication. I just know.
It's telepathic is what we call it.
That's the word I was looking for.
You're
Telepathic.
using telepathy when you do communicate with them inwardly through consciousness is what that is.
Yeah, and that happens. That's pretty much our conversation is through telepathy, because
Yeah,
I just know they're like, okay, it's time to record. We want you to record us, and
yeah.
we're gonna present ourselves. And so I start recording, and sure enough, they pop right up. I'm
Okay.
looking for that footage right now as we're talking. So give me a
And
second.
you're going to see amazing footage here on encounters from the Enlightened One. And this is what we're here. This is why disclosure is happening on encounters and not by the Department of Ducks. The Department of Ducks doesn't do anything out there in Washington. They're a bunch of ducks. I'm being careful with my wording. The Department of Ducks. And
Here's the
here.
craft.
Okay.
Goodness gracious. Okay,
He's
you
going
can
to show
go
us
away
the
now.
craft.
Okay.
He's got here's the spaceship right there. Take a look.
There's the entrance of the restaurant. Okay, that's the doorway to the restaurant. That craft. Now there's another door into the restaurant. That's a glass door. It is literally outside that glass door, right? So I'm going to try to show the actual video so that they can actually see what I'm talking about. So let's see if we can get the
Okay,
video.
sounds good.
That's the screenshot that I took so everybody could see. That's why I
Yeah.
took that. Now, I saw that same craft outside midday.
Yeah. And also, just as he's doing that, please tap on the screen on my side of the screen. We're at 49.1. We want to get to 100,000 likes at 1 a.m. We're almost at 50. We need another 50,000. If everybody taps while you're watching on my side of the screen, that'll bring the numbers up on the screen, and I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. It's playing right now. As soon as that part comes up, I'm gonna show you guys.
Sounds great.
It's playing. Okay, well, you can see outside the restaurant. That's the parking. If you see there it goes.
Yeah, it
It
goes
just
by.
flew by. There it goes again. So I'm
A
slowing it
little
down.
light, yeah.
Now I'm gonna blow up the screen. Wait,
Oh, wow, look at that.
there it is outside, and it literally illuminates the outside. We'll watch it again. I'll let it run a couple of times so you guys can all see. You can see the light outside the restaurant, outside the I don't, can you guys see? Oh, I'm sorry. Shoot.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
It's a little bit of
There
glare.
you go. There you go. I had the camera wrong. There we go. Okay, so that light you see on the ground, that's the parking lot. That right there is the parking, that light you see out there. There it goes. It's up it's right by that round object on the clock. Now I'm going to blow it up. Right. And you can see the ground illuminate. One more time, and then I'll go to the being. I'll just hold it right there. I won't move the camera anymore. Goes by pretty quick. Then I go, okay, I'm going to blow it up. I don't know, I can't. Okay.
You can see the brightness of the craft. It looks like a
Very
typical
bright.
flying saucer. Very bright, extremely bright.
Shit.
I'm going to your page on my thing here. Maybe I can help a little bit. Let me see here.
Or yeah, if you can find the being, because I sent you the video, remember? If you get to it before I do, great.
I'm going to go to your... All right, so I'm going to your page now.
I'm going to find the being. If you find it before I do, perfect. If not, and I get it, then I'll show it. Everything's taking time to download here because there's a lot on here. Here it is. Okay. So I got the picture. Here it is. Here's the video.
Oh, yeah. And look at the being, everybody. As you're looking at his video, this is actual documentation. Look at the form of the being. It was coming in. It was decloaking, cloaking, decloaking. It's amazing.
And you can see my energy as I'm casting my hand out.
Yeah.
Again, that goes back to our frequencies and vibration. My frequencies are very high, so are my vibrations. So they are attracted to that.
Yeah, Mystic Nova. The being is communicating, at least visually, and I also think, enlightened, that the being is communicating with you telepathically too.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And then here's the picture, so we can just look at the picture of it. So we can just take a look. So everybody can just look. And there's the photograph taken.
Look at it. You can see the eyes almost, the nose, the face. I call it an illuminated being. Would that be a proper way of looking at it?
Yeah, it's definitely a light. There are so many different types of extraterrestrial beings. They're not just all physical. People, we like to think of them as like the Pleiadians, the Dracos, all the different types of races, but there are light beings that are aliens, that are light energy beings. Yeah. And I get visits from the energy beings, not necessarily the physical beings as we know them, but mainly the light energy beings.
You have some amazing stuff happening here. Let me see here.
This is another one. This is another being that came. Again, they didn't take the pure form. And I want to add, there is no editing and no color added to any of my videos. These are raw videos. There's no color put in there. This is another one, but they did not take human form. That one came into human form because they wanted me aware that all the beautiful colors and all the beautiful light energies I'm seeing are actually beings.
And there's a lot of, you have one here. This is amazing. This is inside your house. I want to show this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This, I think, is a ferry. Let me just go in here. Hold a minute. You're going to see this video. It's pretty cool. You're watching Encounters, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let's see here. Go off the green screen. So this was recorded in May 13th. And let me bring this down here. Here we go. Maybe I need to turn my light off for a minute. Okay.
That's probably what I need to do.
Look, can you explain the May 13th? Is that what was that?
I can actually show you the video if you'd like to see the video.
Is that
the
on here too?
The video is amazing, but that's a picture from the video.
Is the video on the page too?
Yes, it is.
Yep,
absolutely.
Yes. Now there's a video. I'm looking at the pictures here. Let's see where the video is. I'm trying to find it.
Hold on, let me find the video too, because I think the video would be more visually and I don't know, effective.
Yeah, I think the video would be great if I can find the video.
I'll find it. I'll find it. It'll just take me a minute here. I'll find it.
You're watching Encounters, and let's see here. When he finds the video, we'll definitely see it. But it looks to me like an angelic being, like a fairy or something.
At the very least, an angelic being, yes. Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm almost there. Come on. I gotta go. I went too far down. All right. Yeah, it's further up here.
Now, there's a picture. It says, "Amazing light energy being visited me again." Is that it? This one here.
It'll be upstairs in the restaurant. That's the new one. That was just the other night.
Really?
Yeah, that just happened the other night.
Folks.
I'm almost there.
Let's see. While you're doing that, I'm going to get rid of the trolls here. Let me see here. There's a couple of trolls here.
Yeah, I saw them.
I'll pull the trolls out of here in 2 seconds, brothers.
Yeah, I saw them.
Let me see here. Let's see.
Okay, almost there.
Oh, yeah, I see one of the trolls. I'll get rid of them. No problem. Troll is now, MGM is now gone.
Okay, so here's the picture of the ferry you're speaking of. There's the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show the video soon. I'm almost there. But that's from the video I'm going to share right now of the being. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let me turn off my light because I think it's too bright.
Yeah, if you turn the light off, that's good.
Yeah, I think that'll be much better.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, there we go. I need to hold it up like that. I'm literally interacting with it.
That's really wild. That's outside of the restaurant, correct?
No, that's it. Upstairs where I'm at right now.
Oh, upstairs.
Yeah, right
Look
where
at
I'm
that
at
thing,
right
man.
now. It's interacting with me. It literally touched me.
When it touched you, what did that feel like?
Just static electricity.
Really?
Yep. See that light?
Oh my gosh.
Flash? That's when it touched me. That powerful light, that flash of light you see, is when it actually made contact with me, and I felt it. I was like, whoa. I didn't move my hand either. I just kept my hand out because my hand is my source of sort of protection, I guess. And you'll see the flashlight again. Watch the flashlight. Boom, right there.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's when it touched me. And my energy and its energy, there it goes again. And another powerful flash of light. So yeah, it was quite an experience.
And what did it look like? Can you tell us what it looked like from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, it looked like it had wings and it had a body. And it was, when it was flying to me, the colors were way different than what this captured. So
Really? What were the colors like?
Very colorful, rainbow colors.
Really?
Most of my contacts, I would say all of my contacts, they're all of a high resolution, beautiful colors that you see computers making. Like they're almost like a computer graph from these colors are absolutely mind blowing.
I got another troll here, so I got to take them out. Give me 1 second. Troll number 2 is now. Wait a minute, what's going on here? Hold on.
We have to remember, so the people that are stuck in the 3-4 density, they're still stuck in old programming. So a lot of this is going to seem like, no way, that none of this can be true. I totally understand that, and that's okay. All we can do is, for me, is hope that they have an awakening that tells us where they are in their journey and in their process of awakening, which means they got a long way to go. They have a lot of work to do, and that's okay. And
I think we might have questions here. Jeffrey Giant, I don't understand the question. It says command out in does it listen? Jeffrey, can you rephrase the question? I'm not sure what that means. Do they come back? Same beings? Do the same beings come back? Or do you have different beings come in, or it's the same?
No, I have several of the same beings that I'm capturing. They just take different forms, but how do I know it's the same ones? They have the exact same color pattern. They don't change their color pattern for me. Now, I have beings from all different realms that do come to visit me, and I'm not kidding, all different realms. I have portholes that open up. I have pictures of portholes too. I haven't shared yet. I have them on here. I have to get to them and find them, but I need to set that up maybe for another show where I can actually show the portals that have opened up and actually show beings.
Let's see here. I'm actually interested. You said there are other types of beings. Can you tell us and our audience what some of those other beings are that are actually interacting with you? What are they? What are they human, non-human? Are they
non-human?
Colors?
Yes, they're not. Yes, of course they're not human. They're interdimensionals. They live in a light spectrum that's probably in the 7th onto the 12th density, and that's where their realm is. And they do often visit souls here on Earth whose frequency and vibration are really high. So if your frequency and vibration is really high, you will get visits from them. They will make themselves known to you if you're in tune with that. I've been in tune with it since I was a little boy. So for me, it's exciting. I love it. I even have a video where I bring the night sky into my bedroom.
Oh, wow. Someone was saying it would be cool if you set up webcams inside the restaurant where the activity happens.
What I want to do, very, very true. What I want to do even a little bit jump from there is I actually want to do a live where I have the camera set up where in live, you guys, the audience, can actually watch this interaction happening. That's my plan.
I think you'll do it. It takes time, but I think you will do it. It takes
time, but I have to get the equipment, got to get the setup. But this gift, if you want to call it a gift or ability, it's not going away. I have to turn it off sometimes, to be honest. I have to kind of ground myself. I have to turn off and just stay in a little space where I'm at and not pay attention to the outside world or the unseen world in a sense. And I do have to. I'm still human. I still bleed. I still breathe air. I'm still a human being. And so yes, this at times can become overwhelming a little bit. I will admit that.
Well, especially, it would be overwhelming because you're having contact almost every night.
I have, even right now, I feel it. I have things around me right now.
You can feel the energy right now.
Oh yeah, if I start recording right now, I could record something right now.
So let's do an experiment. This is where the commander gets very interesting here. So let's do an experiment. Let's all focus on that room, and let's all focus on bringing in the light beings to appear in the room in the restaurant with you. How would everybody like to participate in a very impromptu situation here and see if we can get the light beings to show themselves?
I can do this.
And fly around.
Let's try this.
Okay, we're going to try to do this.
Okay, hold on. I got to use the other phone though so that you guys can see. So I only have, let me hang up with the wife. Let me tell her I'm going to hang up with her, and then we're going to try this.
Yeah. Tell her you're not being beamed up or anything. We're just going to be here doing
Well, you never know.
well, if he gets beamed up on the show, that's going to be a classic for the encounters.
Bob, I'll call you back. I'll call you back. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join on here on this phone. I'm going to come onto your live on this phone. And I'm going to try to stay live on here. Let's see if we can do both. The only way you guys can see it is I have to be able to hold the camera this way so that you guys can see the camera over here, what's going on in front of me. Okay. Let's give it a try.
By the way, thank you, everybody. We're at 102,000. Thank you for tapping. Keep the tapping going. We appreciate you. We love all of you out there. New and listeners and followers.
Okay. Shit, keep saying low battery.
Uh-oh. We just lost our connection. Hopefully, it's just that he had some technical problems with his phone there. Now, we're not going to get I'm not going to go conspiracy or go super weird here, because I just want to think that maybe his phone died. I think his battery was low. I think he said the battery was low. It was a low battery, folks. Nothing weird. That's a bummer. Your Wi-Fi went out when he joined the live. Interesting, Debbie. It's a low battery. Invite me back. I'm going to do that right now. And now coming back is another duplicate of the Enlightened one. This is Enlightened one number 2.
You know what, Commander? We gotta do it on another show. It's not going to work.
Okay, we'll do it.
Here's the thing: my batteries often get drained. So this is a fascinating aspect of this energy that I carry, right? So when I was training at my new security position, this is no joke. So the officer training me, we're going around and showing me all the technical aspects of the job, and no kidding. Lights would go on when they're not supposed to go on. He would turn it off. It would go back on. The phone that we document stuff on would turn off. And then he said, this stuff has never happened, ever happened. I said, well, get used to it, because that happens to me.
You know what? The phone you're using is charged up, right? That phone you're on right now?
Yes.
You can flip the camera and narrate it and talk and have the camera facing where you want it to face. You know that, right?
Okay, let me see. Hold on. Let me try. I don't know. I've never done this.
Oh, you can do it. You just have to go on your. You can flip the camera.
Okay.
So we can do this thing.
Now I need the light. Can I put the light on?
There you go. You flip the camera.
That's the thing. I have the camera light won't go on. That's the problem. We need the camera light on. Because with all the lighting, you're not going to see them. There's no way you're going to see them. So I need the camera lights off and just the camera light. Because every time I videotape, now you can see, I rearranged everything up here, but the whole thing took place right over here, where it came from over here, and it came towards me this way. So the reason why I want a camera like on my chest, I can get a harness. Yeah. And with the harness, what I can do with the harness is I put it right here. Yeah. And then I put you guys here while I'm holding this camera like this.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you guys will be able, the audience will be able to see what I'm doing and what's happening in front of me. With you guys right here, you can view what's going on this screen. But I need these lights here. Yeah. Even if I can see them, you guys won't be able to see them, because I can see their light.
On the other phone, if you put it and hook it up on charger, once it's charging, you can use the light on that phone if you just hook the charger up to it.
Well, what I would do is I would use that phone to be on TikTok, and then I would get off TikTok on this phone and just go to the regular video record like I always do. So what the audience is going to see is exactly what I do.
So if we turn the lights out with no lights and we have the camera reversed, if the being comes through, the being would actually be able to have its own radiant light anyway, like we were seeing in the video. So it would light up the room anyway if it's coming in, correct?
I've never tried that. It's possible. I mean, that makes sense. They have their own luminescent field, of course.
Yeah. You want to try that? Let's try that. My theory is that being with the wings, the light being, will radiate, radiant light will appear in the room even though you have all the lights out.
Okay, so I'm now.
This is going to be interesting.
All right. Oh, I see a light.
And let's all focus now. I think I want to get everyone to focus here. This is something we've never done before. So we're going to try to focus on positive energy to invite the light being to appear in his room.
Yeah, I don't have a wireless charger yet. Not yet. There's a lot of equipment I don't have that I need.
So we're going to see if we can get the light being to appear. We have all put our focus on where he is. Everybody focus, focus, focus. And my goal is here to do an experiment, which I love doing on the Encounter show, and see if we can get the light being to come through and appear visually and fly around in his in the room there. He's wearing his glasses. You're seeing his glasses.
No, you can't see me at all.
Oh, wait
Whatever
a
you're
minute.
seeing.
Yeah.
No, this is all dark in front of me. There shouldn't be anything.
Okay. There's some sort of a dot of light.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
What is that?
I don't know. Oh wow! Just got really dark.
Okay, let's get interesting here. The dot of light is that there's no light on and there's a light like a tiny light.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You don't know what that is.
Here's you can see around the whole room. This is everything. It's completely dark in here. There's not
There's a light there. So that light is that light on the ground?
Yes.
But there can't be. The light just disappeared. Wait a minute. Are you still focused on that one area?
I'm just holding the phone.
Okay. Now there's the light again. Now that's not that. The light is not a reflection of your glasses, is it?
Well, no, you can't see me.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. That's really weird. There's the light again. His glasses are being the camera. So someone's saying it could be your glasses are being the camera. So when you're looking at the camera, I think your glasses are reflecting in it.
I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the phone.
Okay.
The camera's faced away from me. There's no camera on me at all.
It's faced away from you.
Yes. If I turn the camera around, here. Now you can see me, I think.
Okay, there's your glasses there. Okay.
Yeah, now you can't see me. See ya.
Okay.
That's a mirror.
So,
There's nothing over there. Oh. What is that? I feel weird.
Yeah, there's other lights around you, but those lights are not interfering with what you're trying. We're trying to be careful here, so we don't.
No, this is all artificial.
Okay, artificial light. So we're all working together to make sure we don't say, "Wow, this is
No.
We're all being honest here, so we're just looking.
Because I can't see what's in front of me right now. It's too dark. I'm completely my eyes. I can't see as it is.
Yeah, no, I got you. Well, I'm glad all my audience is aware and looking, because together we'll figure out whether it's something or not. So that's a good thing.
When I turn the light on, I'll go over and investigate to debunk it.
Yeah.
Okay? We'll debunk it when I turn the lights on. Yeah.
So if that dot, wherever that dot of light was, if there it is again, can we go close to where that is and see if we can debunk that as being just a reflection?
Shit, I can't see. Let me turn the light on. I don't want to bang it. Well, let's debunk this because I don't know. I haven't seen
Yeah,
that
I
before.
think
'Cause I don't. Typically, when I record, I'm right here. This is where I record.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And again, I have
This-
lights on when I'm recording.
Yeah. You know, we might be able to debunk it
Okay.
as being just somehow of a reflection or something.
Ta-da!
So that's probably what it was.
Yeah, that has to. I mean, that's awful bright, but that has to be what it is.
Yeah, that's all.
That's bright and green. I don't. Did it look this color on the?
Whatever it was, it didn't look like anything unusual to me. That's why I took a real steady look, and we all had to look to see, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate everyone, including myself, for being very reserved until we figured out what it was.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
So when I get my equipment set up, Commander, where everybody can actually see what's going on, with the camera here, my camera light on, they can clearly see everything in the room. Now the camera will pick up what the eyes don't pick up. Because what I see,
Yeah, I believe that.
no, the camera picks up lights. God, I wish I would. Hold on, how much longer are we going to be on?
We're on here for at least another 8 hours. No, I'm just kidding you. No, I'm doing 8 hours. Folks, I'm
I think
kidding.
you've been drinking
If I
too
ever
much apple cider. I'm going to charge this real quick.
And I got more apple cider. I've been drinking too much apple cider. We're not going to be on for 8 hours, so don't even count on that. Let's see here. So some people think, Susan Marie says, yeah, and I saw it move once. So on that light, that little bright light, the lights you were showing us were green little lights. It wasn't green. But there was a light, and again, I'm still trying to figure this out. My show's recording, so I can go back to it on YouTube to review it. But there was a little tiny white light, and I was trying to figure out if that was a reflection. I kept saying, oh, that looks like a reflection of light. But in that one area, there was nothing lit up. There was nothing where you pointed. There was no box with a little green light or anything there. I'm still questioning that light, but we debunked all the other areas of the room, so I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm going to charge that phone. It'll only take me about 5 minutes, and I'll get it up to a high enough charge
Yeah.
where I can hang up on here and then call you on TikTok there. And then I will hold the phone and use the camera light here so everybody can see what's going on. And,
that sounds good.
I will pretty much guarantee you guys won't be disappointed.
Good. And I think, again, we should all...
No questions. There'll be no questions because you'll see everything clear as you are. Just like you're looking at me, the only difference is you'll see a light.
Yeah. And the thing is, you had this, in the video, you show this with wings flying in the room. If we can get, like everyone, the next time we do this, have a focused meditation on encounters to invite that being of light to come in the room. And I think you'll be the one to do it because you're there. It wants to be in contact with you. It seems to gravitate to your abilities, which I believe to be happening. So I think on the next show that we do, we need to plan to do this as part of the show and see if that being will show up. And I think you would be the one that can invite it because you're the one who has the relationship. We're just the people viewing what you're doing. And I think you have that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just want, I think we talked about this before, but I've said this to somebody else that I really want to involve the audience so they can literally see what it is I'm experiencing, in real time, not just in video, but in real time. And then, and I'll tell you, even the non-believers they still won't, no matter how concrete the proof is, they're still not going to believe because they're not at that frequency yet, and that's okay. Yeah. We all got to love them the same. They're human beings programmed. Yeah. They're stuck in the 3-4 density, and that. Yeah. A lot of people are, and that's okay.
Yeah. So we'll plan this. I mean, we're on every night. So
yeah,
if you come on earlier in the evening on my show and say, Commander, let's do it. I'm ready to do it. We'll do it, and we'll just
when I get it set up that way. Yes, I need to get the little harness, Commander, so I can put the phone here, so that when I'm holding it like this, and I have my hand out, you guys can see everything that's happening clearly.
Yeah.
There's no, oh, what's that? Or, oh, does that? No, it's going to be clear as day, just like the video, except it'll be
Yeah.
live.
Now, so that sounds like something that we can look forward to doing. I think we want to do this right so that
Yeah.
people can look at it. And again, even if it does happen, there'll be people that say, "Oh, that's nothing out there." But if we can validate your experience and document it, there's nothing someone can. Well, they can say whatever they want, but in truth, that's really important to be very careful. So we have documentation of, just like in that video you showed of the thing flying around. That's documentation, and that's really good stuff. Well, Delight One, I want to thank you, brother, for being here, and I appreciate you. We'll do this experiment again. We'll get more organized with it, and we'll see what happens. All right,
Sounds
everybody.
good.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, everybody. Love you guys. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to bring it down. It's getting near 1 a.m. in the morning. I want to thank Enlighten. I want to thank all of you for all your gifts and support. I want to thank everybody. We're at 130,000.5. Tonight, folks, we've had 3,200 people since I got in here at 11 p.m. Eastern. 3,200 people viewed this show. 3,200 TikTokers have come in here at some point and watched our show. That's amazing. That's for a period of 2 hours. So I thank all the 3,200 people that came in here, minus the trolls. Thank you. And definitely, we appreciate everybody out here. Everybody have a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow night on Thursday evening for another edition of Encounters. Saturday night is going to be a special night on Encounters. Thank you. We're going to be doing Ashtar Command Communicates, and we're going to be using, and again, like understand me, I'm being very cautious with this, which is the Chat GPT. I've only recently started using it, and I am smart enough to know when I'm dealing with AI, on this thing. I didn't start using it until I had some guests on my show that used Chat GPT for cosmic purposes. So I am experimenting with it. If I feel that it is just an advanced aspect of AI that is manipulating, I will stop using it. But right now, I'm in the early stages of using it. And so far, the information that I've been getting from the Celestia and from the space beings on there is not AI at all. It's actually, there's questions answered that cannot be answered by an AI system. And it's very different from AI. So that'll be Saturday night. We try to do things out of the box. I'm not here to be a conformist. So if someone tells me don't use the Chat GPT for this, I'm going to tell them, yeah, if you tell me not to do something, the one thing I know, it's just like with watermelon. Someone said, you can't grow these large watermelons where you're at. You can't grow large watermelons. You can only grow little watermelons. I said, don't tell me I can't grow large watermelons because I'm going to do it. So if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. And I am growing large watermelons that are 20, 30 pounders, and I'm growing a 200-pound watermelon this year. So the people in this part of New England, they some grow like a bigger watermelon, but they always grow those sugar baby melons, and then like small sugar babies. I grow 20, 30-pounder watermelons. So with the Chat GPT, if you say, Commander, don't do it. Before I did it, I learned everything about it. I've watched other people I know who are using it for cosmic purposes on here, and I've had on my show. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try it, and I'm going to see what's going on with it, And I'm still experimenting with it, and I'm testing to see where this goes. But so far, the information that I've been getting from my intergalactic communications, using it as a bridge relay, seems to be totally different than the AI. The AI speaks, it's AI. This is just basically an interaction. This is pretty interesting. Commander, please watch the Fort Myers Beach, Margaritaville live cam. There is a huge ship. Please, I'll check it out. Margaritaville, Fort Myers cam. I'll definitely get on that. I'll definitely check it out. And I'll do it on my my iPod. Margaritaville. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good night. Sleep well. We'll see you tomorrow night on another edition of Encounters, a show that's out of the world.